Alors, bonjour élèves Glenphone et bienvenue au premier cours pour sac de bio pour les révisions. Right guys, so this is your very first revision lesson on the novel, all uploaded on YouTube as well as in lessons. Now, I don't want this to be a lecture on the book. We've read the book, we've gone through it in class. This is meant to be a revision, and I want it to be a revision. And revision means you thinking, you analysing, you working, you getting the essay ideas and putting it in. That's what today is all about. So I'm going to give you quotes from this PowerPoint. I'm going to give you ideas, but the rest is up to you. How you develop this, how you take it forward, and how you put this into your A-level essays, that's all going to be down to you and what you do. So use this video, watch it, re-watch it, do the activities, and it will make a big impact on what you've got. It all links into the pre-reading. If you've not done the pre-reading already, I want you to get into your pre-reading pack and have a little look at that before you access this revision lesson, because we will be discussing it. You won't be able to do this without doing that. Alors donc on commence. Just talked about the importance of pre-reading, so here's your pre-reading for the next lesson. Make sure you get on this before lesson 2 for the revision. So what you need to do is read all up on homework 2 in that booklet, which is the importance of secondary characters. This could be a question. It was in the old A-level. I remember my A-level students saying they hated it, and I thought that's a beautiful question on secondary characters. That is an open goal. So if that happens again, you'll be ready for it. Have a look at the importance of secondary characters in the reading. Do all the reading activities and read it properly. Highlight things, analyze it, translate words you don't know, make notes yourself, really get the most out of that reading as possible. Then you've got some essay plans at the back. Plan all the essays and choose one. Choose one essay from this week, and I want you to write an essay, 300 to 350 words, guys. This will be an untimed essay, so make it as good as you can. Take your time, look things up, make sure you get the language in. So that's from this week, from homework 1. Pick one of the essay titles and write an essay to hand in to me, and then for next week, do this preparation reading, guys. Alors, donc, on commence donc dans vue cahier, copier, inventer le date. Copier le titre pour moi, c'est Sac de bio révision, les personnages principaux. Et ici, vous avez un petit contrôle de post-it. Mettez-moi ce pense pour faire ça. Okay guys, so you should have paused me and got yourself sorted. So today then, we're discussing our main characters, which comes really down to Jo and Maurice. We're going to talk about their relationship and how it changes, but we're going to go beyond that. We're going to do a character assassination really of Jo and Maurice, so we know about them, so we can talk about them. And as always, we're not just talking about their relationship and how it changes. We're going to talk about Maurice, Jo, the themes that go with them, and use everything we can, so no matter what essay question you can get, this lesson will be useful, and you can talk about Jo and Maurice for any title because they're so relevant to just everything that happens in the book and beyond. So let's start with our key phrases for today. Alors, remember, you've got a book with these key phrases in. They're unmemorized. You need to learn them. They make your essays more advanced into that academic A-level standard that we need. Donc, comme on dit tant, that shows us that, cela nous montre que. Really handy after phrases, really handy to link ideas together. That makes us see that. It's a good synonym for number 1. Cela nous fait voir que. That reveals to us that. Cela nous relève que. So all of these 3 are synonyms, and this one as well. That drives me to think that. Love this. Cela me conduit à penser que. Use all these today. Use this in your essay this week. It does make a massive difference. Alors donc, on commence. For our start then, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about describing characters today. What I want to do is, when we're doing this, I want to look and revise some key language before we get into it. I'm going to talk about how to introduce quotes and extracts, look at some language and how to analyze them before we go into this and use this together. Alors, pour commencer mes petits, ici on a le vocabulaire clé qu'on va utiliser aujourd'hui quand on fait les activités. Donc, c'est important qu'on sait, on utilise les mots ici for your A-level on the mark scheme. It talks about the use of literary language, and this is the literary language you need. I'll give you 1 minute. Alors donc, mettez-moi ce pause et essayez de trouver la paix entre les deux. Quand tu recommences la vidéo, je vais faire les réponses. Bon courage, on y va. Et voilà, right guys, let's go for our answers now. Let's see what you've got. Donc, numéro 1, un personnage veut dire J, a character. Use that, talk about un personnage principal qui nous montre beautiful. La caractéristique, c'est similaire que l'anglais qui veut dire j'ai the characteristic. Numéro 3, le plus pertinent, c'est comme l'anglais encore, c'est the most relevant. If something's pertinent, it's like sticking out, it is relevant. On découvre, voilà, pardon, j'ai oublié la défi additionnelle, hein, c'est instead of le plus pertinent, you could say le plus frappant ou le plus choquant aussi. Numéro 4, on découvre, c'est I, one discovers. On découvre tout au long du roman, ou on découvre vers la fin du roman, you can use this easily. Numéro 5, on se rend compte veut dire one learns. You could also use on apprendre, but this is another synonym for this. We learn that. You'll say that a lot in your essays, so give like as much difference as you can. On se rend compte. This adds that variety that you need. This literally says you take it into account. If you take something into account, you learn it or you acknowledge it. Numéro 6, on voit que. Alors ça c'est facile. One sees that. Alors numéro 7, c'est la relève ou c'est la montre que. C'est F, that reveals or shows us. Au début du roman, on a l'impression que, lovely, this is key for today when we're talking about Jean Maurice, ça veut dire, voilà, ça veut dire H. At the start of the novel, we think that, like, we have the impression that. Numéro 9, mais à mesure que l'intrigue progresse, ça veut dire K, but as the plot progresses. If you use this in your essay, talking about, say, if you were asked to talk about childhood or like the changes in a character, this is a beautiful phrase, 2 phrases you could use that really tick a box for the examiner and just make your French so advanced. Learn these, use them. Alors, numéro 10, le manière dont veut dire elle, the way in which. Dont means of which. You could also use le moyen que here. D'une part, d'autre part means like on one hand, on the other hand, which is B. Donc, d'un part, Jo est timide parce que, d'un autre part, on peut dire qu'il est aventureux. You can use this to like balance points and to talk about things. Beautiful. Et numéro 12, you've got to use this in your essays. Bien que, quoique, they both mean although. Remember, they're a subjunctive trigger. You've got to get some subjunctive into your essays. Best thing to do is use these triggers and plan where to use the subjunctive. Get a few set phrases, but it's not just about sticking a set phrase in, guys. You can use the subjunctive. You're brilliant at it, so use this to help you out. Use a bien qu'il y ait or something like that to really get your French in and to get that higher level grammar. Right, guys, think you know these? Pliez la page pour moi, s'il vous plaît. Cachez la page si c'est sur votre ordinateur. Et maintenant, il faut compléter la phrase et trouver la paire. Je vous donne 3 minutes pour faire ça. Bon courage, on y va. Alors mes petits, let's blitz through these answers like you don't know them already. Alors donc, voilà. This is what you should have. Now the reason for doing this task twice is what I talked about revision, is pushing you. There's no good like just matching these phrases up. You've got to know them. Why don't you pause the video and spend some time really learning these phrases that you're going to be able to use for the next part. Alors donc, here's a few more bits of language for you guys. You can download this and use this all. This is the way to discuss characters. This is the language you need to use in your A-level essays. Voilà, donc, en utilisant le vocabulaire, on va faire une activité maintenant. Donc, ce que je fais, et ici, j'ai choisi les adjectifs ici. Et on peut attribuer les adjectifs à Jo et à Maurice. Ce qu'il faut faire, il faut choisir 3 adjectifs qui décrivent Jo au début du livre. Jo et comment, choisissez 3 adjectifs ici. Si on ne sait pas le sens en anglais d'un adjectif, allez sur Word Reference, utilisez un dictionnaire et cherchez l'anglais pour ça. Donc, ce que je veux, choisissez 3 adjectifs et donnez des exemples dans le texte de pourquoi tu as choisi ces adjectifs. J'ai 1, 2, 3 phrases pour commencer. Donc, au début du roman, on a l'impression que Jo est naïf. Donc, développez ça. Donnez-moi un exemple dans le texte qui nous montre que Jo est naïf. Et puis, faites la même chose pour Maurice au début du livre. Donc, Maurice est comment au début du livre? Dis-moi, faites un petit paragraphe pour les deux. Right, guys, your extra challenge then on top of that. In your essays, talking about the writing style and the intention of the writer and how he shows it is going to get you higher marks, and it's just a more advanced thing to be looking at, and it's something so easy that gives so much to the book if you think about it. So our extra challenge today, How does Joffre's writing style contribute to this idea, this effect? So if you say Joe is vulnerable, how does the writing style, how does the way in which Joffre's written the book equal that or add weight to that? Have a little think and see what you can develop. Put me on pause now. I want you to think yourselves about these things. On the next few slides, I'll show you the 3 adjectives I've chosen. I'll show you the examples I've chosen from the text, and I'll talk about why. Put me on pause, maybe 10-15 minutes on this task, and then restart me when you think you're done. Alors mes petits, alors donc, je vais maintenant discuter ce que j'ai choisi et pourquoi. Donc, les 3 adjectifs que j'ai choisis pour décrire Joe sont en premier, et c'est dans l'ordre d'importance aussi. Premièrement, Joe, au début de roman, est naïf. Bien sûr, il est naïf. Il y a plusieurs exemples pour ça. La chose que j'ai choisie, c'est cette citation ici. Dieu merci, j'étais blondiné, moi avec les yeux bleus, un pif comme tu le montres. Alors c'était simple, le juif, ce n'était pas moi. Et la citation veut dire que Joe est si naïf qu'il ne comprend pas le fait qu'il est juif. Il ne comprend pas la religion, la race et toutes les idées qui viennent avec la religion. Il comprend rien et il dit comment est-ce que je suis juif? Je suis le même que tous les autres personnes. Voilà, donc cela nous montre la naïveté de Joe, la guerre et toutes les lois antisémites qui sont venues à Paris. Il ne comprend pas les actualités et ce qui passe. Donc bien sûr, Joe est naïf. Deuxième chose que j'ai choisi, c'est enfantine, qui veut dire en anglais comme childish, que Joe est enfantine. Et oui, j'accepte qu'il est enfant. Il a 10 ans, 9 ans au début du roman. Donc il est un enfant, mais il est très enfantine aussi. Par exemple, quand Maurice gagne sa bille préférée, il pleure. Quand j'avais 10 ans, je ne pleurais pas pour un jeu. Peut-être. Non, je ne pleurais pas pour un jeu. Donc cela nous montre le fait qu'il est enfantine. Il est très sensible. Aussi, quand il traverse la ligne de démarcation, il dit qu'il joue au cowboy et les Sioux, qui est les Indiens, les Américains. Donc, il pense que c'est un jeu. Il pleure quand il perd sa bille préférée. Joe est vraiment un enfant, mais pas seulement enfant, il est enfantine avec ses pensées, ses habitudes et ce qu'il fait. Troisième adjectif que j'ai choisi, c'est vulnérable. Bien sûr, Joe est vulnérable. Et il est vulnérable parce que c'est dangereux. Hein? Le pays est dangereux. Ils doivent échapper les nazis. Oui, c'est dangereux. Et avec le danger, avec le menace qui passe dans le livre, Joe est vraiment vulnérable et il dépend complètement sur Maurice. Sans Maurice, il va mourir, au moins il va être capturé. Donc Joe est très vulnérable. Et voilà, c'est les 3 adjectifs que j'ai choisis. Alors donc, j'ai réfléchi un peu sur la défi additionnel et je pense que ceci c'est très important. Alors donc, pour moi, et si je faisais une dissertation, je inclurais le fait que le livre c'est écrit au travers les yeux d'un jeune Joe. Ça veut dire en anglais through the eyes of a young Joe. Donc il écrit le livre pas comme l'adulte qui écrit sac de bio, mais il écrit le livre aux yeux d'un jeune Joe. Et donc, il utilise les langues populaires, les langues enfantines, les mots argot. Aussi, c'est dans un style direct et sans prétention. Avec ça, je veux dire que c'est pas comme un autre livre. Alors, je l'explique en anglais. It's not like another book where there's beautiful sort of development and it makes you think about the scene and it describes things. There's not a lot of that in Sac de Bio. It really leaves it up to your imagination, whereas other books, great literary works in French and English, say as Zola, they will describe the scene and paint such a vivid picture that you've got in your head. There's none of that in Sac de Bio. Now this is completely deliberate by the author. He doesn't want any of that. It's in this direct style without any pretentiousness. It's just what happened, and it's almost like a biography. Now, the effect of this, and this is the writing style, it is all written in the words of a child, and without this artistic language, it is directly like a child, and that just pushes the impression on me and the reader, more importantly when you're making your essays, that Joe is naive, and the fact that he's thought about doing this really pushes that forward. Alors, donc, question clé pour développer. Si on a dû donner une description de Joe dans le dernier chapitre, est-ce qu'on changerait la vie? Qu'en penses-tu? Réfléchis. If you take a minute to think about that, try and answer it on the spot, and then we'll move on to Maurice. Alors, et maintenant, on est vers Maurice. Alors, il faut dire que Maurice et Joe soient complètement différents, absolument complètement différents au premier chapitre au moins. Alors donc, si je devais choisir 3 des adjectifs ici pour décrire Maurice, le premier et le plus important, je dirais, c'est assuré ou hardi. Bien sûr, it's like these adjectives were created to describe Maurice rather than the other way around. Alors donc, bien sûr, il est très assuré. J'ai 2 exemples ici, donc les 2 citations. Le premier, c'est chapitre 2, puis 3 peut-être, je crois que c'est 2. Il avait cette tête de mauvais genre. J'ai eu l'impression qu'il était temps que ça sonne parce que la bagarre n'aurait pas tardé. Donc cette citation ici, celle-là, c'est choisi pour quand les 2 hommes arrivent au collège en portant les étoiles jaunes et ils savent que les autres élèves commencent à dire les choses antisémites et les choses racistes. Quelle est la réaction de Maurice? Donc il a sa tête des mauvais genres et il veut combattre les personnes immédiatement. Et c'est là nous donne l'impression qu'il est assuré, qu'il est sûr de lui et qu'il va se défendre. Et le deuxième exemple de ça, c'est plus tard dans le livre. Ceci, c'est chapitre 4 du chapitre 5, j'oublie. Mais quand ils rencontrent Raymond, qui dit qu'ils peuvent passer les mecs, il dit, il se fixe les yeux. Il ne se laisse jamais impressionner par les gonds. Et ça veut dire, he looked at him straight in the eye. Maurice was never like intimidated by like les gonds, like older boys, bigger boys. Now, bigger boys sounds ridiculous, but I think this is really important for Maurice. When I was a young man myself, I remember when you were in a crowd of boys and like say you're playing football with like year 11 and you're in like year 8, year 9, that can be really intimidating and something that stands out because they're so much bigger than you. Obviously, they were miles bigger than me. So this is something I like and I think it really shows you le caractère de Maurice, qui n'est pas intimidé par les autres personnes, les hommes plus grands, etc. Il est sûr de lui, il est assuré, bien sûr. La deuxième chose que j'ai choisie, c'est aventureux, parce que l'idée, le thème de mentir, c'est là-dessus, c'est exemplifié par Maurice tout au long du roman. Dans le 3e chapitre, quand ils doivent fuir et ils sont à la gare, Maurice dit, mais sûr, c'est mon petit frère, il a mal les pieds, on vient de loin. C'est Maurice qui ment et qui donne l'impression et l'exemple à Joe qu'il faut mentir pour survivre. Et donc, cela nous montre le fait qu'il est aventureux, il sait ce qu'il faut faire, il sait comment survivre. Le 3e chose que j'ai choisi, c'est malin. Alors, j'aime ce mot. Malin rusé, c'est la même chose, c'est un synonyme, je crois. Donc, voilà, j'ai un exemple ici. Il avait refait le trajet en sens inverse, repassé 8 fois la ligne, ramené 40% et gagné 20 000 francs. Alors donc, de quoi s'agit-il? C'est quel chapitre? C'est quand ils traversent la ligne de démarcation. Joe dort et Maurice retourne pour trouver les familles juives, pour les traverser la ligne de démarcation pour gagner de l'argent pour Joe et Maurice. Et cela nous montre le fait qu'il est malin, il est intelligent et avec sa personnalité courageux, aventureux, il sait ce qu'il faut faire pour gagner un peu d'argent et pour profiter, même si c'est grave, c'est difficile, c'est dangereux. Tout au long du roman, Maurice trouve un moyen pour profiter and either earns that like financially or just him in his development. He's always finding a way around things and to get things. Think about the last chapter and what he does to get home. He's always putting himself forward and using his craft, using his cunning, which really is what Malin I translate to get ahead from the war. And I love that about Maurice. He's the ideal bigger brother, which brings me to our extra challenge. Alors, dans Pensez, réfléchis. Le roman s'est écrit au travers les yeux d'un jeune Jo l'enfant. Et I don't know how many of you watching this will have an older brother or sister, but I've got an older sister, Andrea. And when I read this book, I could just see myself, or my young self, in Jo, and the way he looks at his brother. Alors donc, j'ai écrit ici, il idolise son frère. When you're the youngest one in a family, or you've got a big brother or sister, say Andrew's 3 years older than me, you can't help but look up to them because they just know so much more than you. They're so much more developed, so much more wiser, and they know everything. So when you're little, you really look up to your big brother or big sister because they know everything. They're more intelligent than you. They've done everything you've done before. And to be honest, into adulthood, it's always been the same. Like, my sister went to university first. So when I was going, she knew all about it. She knew what to do. You know what I mean? She had a family first. She just knows everything. So when it comes to the writing style, and when you want to talk about Jo, if you want to talk about their relationship, you've got to mention the writing style and the fact that we see everything from Jo's eyes. He idolizes his brother. When is he ever critical about his brother or say he gets on his nerves? And obviously they do get on each other's nerves, but he doesn't really moan about his brother or say like that he's always bossing him around because he idolizes him. He looks up to him, and you can tell also by the way that Jo changes and develops that he sort of becomes a lot more like Maurice in the latter stages of the book. And then what I like is they've got even bigger brothers, Henri and Albert, and when you meet them later on in the book, they've got the sort of same way about them as Maurice does, and even up to the dad. I think they've all got that from the dad, this adventurous side, this idea, it all trickles down. So really they're all looking up at each other, which is a very male-centered view of this book. Apologies girls, but there's not many female characters, I'm afraid. So there we go. Alors donc, ça c'est la chose importante ici, c'est le fait que Jo voit Maurice et on voit Maurice au travers les yeux d'un jeune Jo, et donc Jo idolise Maurice, et on a l'impression que Maurice est un bon caractère et un fort. You can tell that you don't see any of Maurice's negative side, which I'm sure he has, because he sees it through Jo's eyes. Voilà. Et voilà, donc réfléchis de cette question ici pour moi, et après on peut continuer. Alright, so we've looked at everything now. I think I'm done for the day. I've talked through what I think about Jo and Maurice and how I'd use them. What I've got in your handout now, and I've put like all the links in the description here, and you can get this off Frog as well, is I've just put some quotes, and this is what I want you to do. Alors donc, première chose à faire avec les citations. L'extrait ou les citations parlent de quelle personne? Il parle de Jo, ou il parle de Maurice. Avec les citations, on peut lier quels adjectifs ici aux citations. Donc, pensez de ça. Donc, cette citation que j'ai choisie, est-ce que cela nous montre le fait que Jo est aventureux, ou courageux, ou indépendant, digne? Finalement, on a autre chose. Hein? Donc, il y a les citations pour Jo, il y a les citations pour Maurice, mais aussi il y a un mélange qui parle des rapports entre les deux garçons, parce que les rapports changent. Chapitre 1, les rapports entre Jo et Maurice sont très différents que chapitre 11, la fin. Donc, mettez ça, mettez les citations sur la bonne colonne. Est-ce qu'il parle de Jo? Est-ce qu'il parle de Maurice? Ou est-ce qu'il parle des rapports entre les deux mecs? Et dis-moi quels adjectifs sont en accord. Alors mes petits rock guys, so let's go through this really quickly. I hope you thought about this deeply yourself and thought about the significance of these quotes. We've really touched on this and this already. We've talked about Jo at the start and his naivety. Évidemment, Jo changes throughout the novel, and that's what the other three quotes are all about, all towards the end. The first one, then, je commence à être connu dans le village pour la falsification des cartes de rationnement. This is really where Jo takes off. He was working in the bookshop, doesn't even work with Maurice. Maurice is working at a hotel, and he says himself, he starts to get known in the town. He's got this skill. He's really good at like falsifying the ration tickets to get people to get sugar rather than, I don't know, like lentils or something. So in doing that, he gets the respect of the town. Now, for an 11-year-old walking around with all adults respecting you, that just shows how far he's come from what we were talking about before, how naive and simple he was. He's now breaking the law, falsifying tickets to help people out. That is a really adult step. This on here is when he goes back home. C'était fini, j'étais libre, on ne cherchait plus à me tuer, je pourrais revenir chez moi, jouer aux bulles dans la cour de la rue, faire un flocon. Cela ne m'amuserait plus. Non. Ah bien, il réfléchit. Cela ne m'amuserait plus. So here he's really saying he's free, he's going home. Is he going to go back and play marbles in the street? No. He's not interested in that anymore, because of how would he be? Why would he be? He's changed so much, and this is it. He's really changed from this in just chapter 3. Later on, this is how much he's changed, and he says himself, grandi, durci, changé, grown up, hardened, changed. Beautiful quote here to use for Bildungsroman. Then the final thing, when you're talking about the change in Joe, it's the change in people and the change in attitude you can link to as well. So the best thing about the epilogue is what he says here. J'ai toujours ma musette, je la porte avec plus de facilité qu'autrefois, j'ai grandi. So he's still got his bag, he wears it more easily this time, he's grown up, so he can cope with the world. But he returns to musette when he's in the epilogue, when he says they're still in the loft. So you're talking about Joe growing up. You can also talk about the world and Europe growing up, and the ideas of fascism really dying off as too simplistic and everyone coming together and working together more successfully. But that doesn't happen because it's a warning from history, so you can bring that in as well. Alors, et voilà, les adjectifs que j'ai choisis ici sont ici. These are the things I've already talked about. So he goes from being naive and vulnerable to becoming cunning, wise, and independent towards the end. And I think that's the take-home message when you talk about Joe. That's what he can show us. Alors, Maurice, il y a plus de choses à discuter pour Maurice. Voilà, donc, for Maurice, he's always had these lines to him. He's always been courageux, déterminé, indépendant. I think these quotes really set this up. Here we go. We've already talked about this one, where he's not intimidated by Raymond. This one's a great one. Il avait reflet de CG. We've already talked about it. The fact that he's brave, he's determined, he's going across to help them out, and he's really carrying Joe. He also does some more brave and cunning things when he tricks the Germans with the communion certificates. That's an amazing, amazing story. And remember, it's true. They tell that lie that they're from Algeria and they use Ange Testi's actual story for their own. Then he goes into the buffet in Nice, goes to the priest and says, mate, I need your help. We need this. We're not Catholic, but, and the priest helps him out. That is a huge weight on his shoulders. If he doesn't do that, his little brother's going to be killed. But he sort of takes it in his stride, and it's seen as sort of a light-hearted way that he sort of blagged his way through it, which I really, really like about Maurice. So there's some really good examples of him being these things. And then here, when they're in Menton, when they're doing the trades with the Italian soldiers, this is what Joe says about him. And this shows Joe's admiration of Maurice as well. He became a living dictionary. He knew where he could find everything in the restriction, butter, eggs, ties, everything. So he knows everything. This is Joe looking up to Maurice. So the other thing I'd say about Maurice that we haven't included yet, qui est important pour vous, c'est celui-ci, la volonté de survivre et la nature humaine. On a déjà fait encore sur la nature humaine et l'importance de la nature humaine. On a fait en dissertation. Mais Maurice n'est-il pas l'exemple idéal de la nature humaine, de la volonté de survivre? N'importe ce qui passe, Maurice veut survivre et il risque sa vie plusieurs fois pour survivre. Donc voilà, Maurice nous montre la volonté de survivre. He flourishes in the war environment and his skills really develop. Finalement, l'autre chose importante, quand on parle de Bildungsroman et on parle de thème de mentir et l'importance de mentir et la différence, Joe apprend à mentir de Maurice. C'est Maurice qui ment tout au long du roman et Joe regarde et apprend ce que Maurice dit et il copie ce que Maurice dit. Donc, pour Bildungsroman, c'est important de parler de Maurice et le fait que Joe apprenne de son frère aîné. Alors donc, finalement, on peut discuter de fraternité. Oui, quand on parle de fraternité dans le livre, on parle de fraternité vers les autres et on peut lier l'idée le thème de fraternité avec l'ancienne devise, c'est le devise actuel de la France, liberté, égalité, fraternité. Mais ici, on a les deux frères et Maurice montre la fraternité parce qu'il aide son frère partout. Donc pour moi, c'est important de parler de fraternité quand on pense et on parle de Maurice. Et n'oubliez pas, hein, Maurice est le héros de Joe. Think about how Joe sees him and what he looks up to, and all of these other things make a really nice point for your essay. Alors finalement, let's be quick guys. How do they change between these two things? I've got a few different quotes to show the changes. Donc, nous nous battons souvent. En général, c'est moi qui attaque. So this is just brothers arguing and fighting. Same here. Par ici, dégrise-toi. Maurice m'attrape à la main et m'arrache à la cohue. Voilà. So what this is showing you guys is the theme of fraternity and the change between them. So here they are as brothers. And here this quote, Maurice grabbing him by the hand and put him into the train carriage. This is really showing Maurice being in charge, being the big brother, looking after him. Towards the end, you see that this is different. They didn't even travel back to Paris together. Joe has grown up and he doesn't need his brother anymore. Joe gets on the train and Maurice does a dodgy deal to get a lift with, I don't know, some people back to Paris. So all of this shows the change in their relationships, and it really hits the fact that Joe has grown up and he's learned off his brother. Maybe he's even imitated his big brother, so you can see the difference between them at the start and the end. Hello, right guys, I hope that was really useful for you, and with the reading that you've done on this, that has hopefully filled in some gaps and you're brimming full of ideas to get onto your essay for me. Remember, it's an open book essay. I want it to be beautiful. Spend your time. This is the great thing about this period of time. You've got time. Spend your time, make sure you do it right, and then send it to me. I really look forward to listening to them. To reading them. Thank you for watching this today. I hope you and your families are well. Alors donc, à la prochaine fois. Au revoir.